Welcome back, I'm MTG Joe, and today we're playing one of my pet decks, Black-White or Orzhov Control. So this is one of the first kind of mock-ups that I have of the archetype. Now that the new set has come out, we have a lot more interesting Orzhov cards to try out. So we'll take it through a couple rings and see what works out best in terms of changes. So to go over the list itself, early drops we have Dawn of Hope, which will serve as a win condition, as well as basically draw some cards against control and provide some chump blockers. We're playing 4 Revitalize, both as card draw, and basically mono red's rampant. We need a way to stay alive long enough, so this serves both purposes. For our targeted removal, we're playing 2 of Seal Away for Niv and some of the bigger spells, 1 Cast Down, 2 Moment of Cravings to offset with the life damage, 4 Mortify, which is really good right now. It's pretty much live both against creature-based decks and a lot of the more combo-y or control decks are playing with the nature card that makes you untap your lands, and we can target that as well. We also are playing 3 treasure maps for both card draw and advantage, and they'll synergize well with Karn to make the tokens a bit bigger. I'm trying out one of the Kaya right now, seeing if we could basically use it as a way to kind of draw attackers in early, get rid of some troublesome cards like Nexus of Fate from the graveyards, any of the jumpstart cards, or against like green-based decks, just the part of Find Finality. In terms of our 4 drops, we're playing 2 Seraph of the Scales, trying these out in terms of the creature package. So we'll have 2 Seraphs, 2 Basilica Bell-Haunt, which gains us some life but also has text against control, and 2 Lyra. We're playing a 1 of Ixalan Binding kind of as a catch-all, really good against Niv. So we're playing, in terms of sweepers, we'll have 2 Settle the Wreckage and 1 Cleansing Nova. Cleansing Nova just offers some flexibility, and I like holding up my sweepers for instant speed. And then we have 2 Vraska's Contempt as a more catch-all for walkers as well and gain some life, 2 Karns, and we're trying out 2 Eldest Reborn. This card I want to try out as well. It seems pretty flexible. Getting rid of, say, Nexus of Fate before it shuffles back, or just cycling, and then the other half, the consume portion. It's really good against like Carnage Tyrant, a really big snake. There's some flexibility there. So notably in the main deck, I don't have Kaya's Wrath, partially because I ran out of wild cards right now, but also I want to see how the mana is, and if we want to be tapping out on 4, or if we want to hold up the flexibility to settle, so that's something we'd consider for future builds. The mana base is pretty straightforward. You got your basics, Godless Shrine, Isolated Chapel, and we're going to see which ones we want to keep in the deck right now. We have Arch to draw some more cards. Detection Tower is probably one I'll drop. Between the consume element and a couple of our board wipes, we do have game against Carnage Tyrant, and I probably opt for a second Field of Ruin. It's better against Search and some of the other flip lines. In terms of sideboard right now, we're still going to try to figure it out, but we have 4 Duress for the control matchup, Fungal Infection against more of a Weenies based strategy. I'll kill a creature and then provide a blocker. Second Dawn of Hope, 3 Shield Mare for the mono red matchup, gains 3 life when it comes in, and then if it gets targeted by a spell, we gain another 3 life. 2 Cry of Carnarium for the more aggro based builds, another Ixalan's Binding, an Ethereal Absolution. We'll try this out, see how it goes. It might be too expensive for the matchups it's actually worthwhile in. And then 2 Immortal Suns versus Control. We only have the 3 Planeswalkers, and turning off a Teferi would be more important than having, say, an active Kaya. So we'll take it through a couple games. I'm going to do these as standalone best of 3s, so you can watch them as part of the series. So traditional ranked, haven't played too much right now in the rank setting. For traditional best of 3, mono red has pretty much been rampant throughout the best of 1. I feel like it won't be as good in the best of 3, just there's a lot more answers. But we'll take it for a spin and see how things go. So opponents on the play. This is a slower hand. I think we try it. If it's mono red, then we're in trouble. Revitalize is nice here. It'll help us draw into a 4th land and save us some life. So here, opponent might be on Merfolk or Sultai. So here I want to hide the fact that we have block in our deck. We have Mortify for next turn. And I want to save the Ixalan's Binding for Vivian. Here we'll just cycle. So here, depending what they play, so here they'll Vivian, so we do want to play for our 4th land, just because they'll get a lot more card advantage. Opponent still hasn't shown black, so this might just be a Simic build. We'll Revitalize here, and we've hit our land. So here we're just going to get rid of Vivian. It's basically a 5-mana draw land for the opponent, but this will also prevent them from being able to blow it up with future Vivians. And we're still at 16 life, which is nice. So here we have 2 options. The Seraph will trade, but I think I like either just holding up Moment, probably Moment, and then Revitalize to try to hit a 5th land, and then drop Lyra. Our life total is pretty high, and then once a Lyra comes down, especially with Vivian gone, I don't think they have much game against it. We're still at 20 life. Land. Perfect. So here we just drop the Lyra. And we're pretty far ahead at this point. Opponent plays Branchwalker, so this looks just straight Simic. Zagana enters the battlefield. Opponent controls another creature with a 1/1, draw a card. Gives him trample, and it can adapt 4. It's fine, we have a lot of targeted removal in hand. We'll attack here. Here we'll play the treasure map, and if the opponent casts Zagana, we'll kill the Jadelight Ranger in response so they don't get the card draw. Just trying to run the opponent out of cards. Put a stop on our upkeep as well to scry with the treasure map. That was weird. Pass through. Attack here. So we'll Mortify the Zagana. I don't want him to get lands. I want him to have more dead draws. So we'll just kill the Zagana. And opponent concedes. So the blue-green version is a lot slower. So here, I like the cries. Fungal Infection isn't too bad. Put in the for Vivian. Ethereal Absolution might not be too bad either. And we haven't shown the Settle, so the opponent doesn't think we're on it. So we'll get rid of Dawn of Hope. Get rid of the Seraphs. Probably Kaya could gain us some life in this matchup, which isn't bad. We need 2 more cuts. A lot of good cards here. Maybe just go down treasure maps. Still trying to figure out how we sideboard for this deck. The Angel at least blocks one of their big creatures and then gets us 2 spirits. It's a very slow hand. We'll try it. We could gain some life. Sure, I was in full control. So let me know in the chat what you think in terms of any additions or subtractions we should consider for the deck. So we do have a cycle, which won't be too bad. We might just opt to do that now. Want to get some action. Another land. Probably play Karn on 4. It'll die, but it'll at least draw some cards. Opponent has Vivian here. We're going to play this now in case we draw the Fungal Infection. Okay, so we have Lyra. Oh, that's good. So here we'll play the Karn. So opponent has 10 damage on board. We'll just make an artifact here. It'll save us some life. They can down-tick Vivian here. So we can Contempt, but it doesn't save us. So we'll just Cleansing Nova here. Wipe the board. Play Ixalan's Binding next turn, or even hold up Contempt. Wild Growth Walker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll just Contempt now so they don't get the value. We can respond to any of the Explore triggers. Adama's Climb. Sure. We'll take 2 here. Here we'll just play Lyra. Depending on how big they make it, we can respond with Moment of Craving. They have the Vivian here. So that sucks. So here we're just trying to gain a couple extra turns. Play this tapped. So the opponent can blow this up next turn if they want. I want to hold the Field of Ruin. It's a big boy. 5/5. Blow it up, but I think it's too late. No. So we'll concede that. So the opponents, I think we bring back the Angel. They've only shown Vivian, which is probably not enough for the Immortal Sun. Ethereal Absolution is probably too slow. We can gain 3 life. Do that instead of Bell-Haunt. Comes down earlier, trades. Let's try that up. So I think we need to be more aggressive in keeping hands with early removal. Being on the play is nice here. This hand's great. Getting too early. Get rid of an early Explore creature. Wipe the board and still have Seraph back. Opponent mulligans. So here we'll respond. Gets us an early attacker. Chooses not to keep the negate. Here we hit a land. So we can almost tempo out our opponent here, depending on how they play. So they have Jade Light. It's fine. They draw 2 lands. Try another land here. So they are 1 mana away from a Vivian. So they don't take the trade, free point of damage, and the best animation in the game. Seraph of the Scales. So here we'll give a Vigilance. See if they want to attack or take the trade. They do. We can mortify whatever comes down now. So even with Vivian here, they down ticket, but we still get the 2 spirits. So here, I want to hang on to the Eldest Reborn to kill one of their creatures. So Seraph's nice here, as opposed to if we had a Lyra, say, it would have just died. Llanowar Elf's fine. We have the Cry to clean up any small creatures. So, it's not much value. I think we're still doing fine. We're pressuring them at a good speed. So they refill their hand here. So now we have a choice. We can kill it or exile it when they attack. I think we just go for the exile. Ooh, Settle's nice too. So we'll just pass the turn here. We can seal away it. Adamas Climb. So I'm going to kill this in response. And then we can seal away it. Frilled Mystic is something we haven't seen in the first couple games. So for 3 mana, they can double it. So even if they kill the seal away, the Krasis just dies. They play Wild Growth Walker here. So I think we want them to commit a bit more before we Cleansing Nova. And Merfolk Branchwalker, we gain 2 life. Currently at 3 cards. We'll hold back. Branchwalker finds a land. So it gives them flying and doubles their power. So they'll double up. So they're respecting the Kaya right now, so it is buying us some life. Here we'll Cleansing Nova. Wipe their board. Get rid of the Frilled Mystic and the Wild Growth Walker. So hopefully they play 1 creature here. We can Eldest Reborn. So Krasis comes down. Here we'll Eldest Reborn. Get rid of Krasis. Get rid of Branchwalker. So here we have the option. Probably get the Seraph. I don't think Vivian can kill another Krasis, which isn't bad. They decide to destroy Eldest Reborn, Thrashing Brontodon, Adamus Climb. These are legendary, so that's fine. Here, let's try to find a land. Awesome. Just get rid of those now that Eldest Reborn's gone. Pass the turn. So we'll see if they'll commit to pumping the mana in here. They do. Their sequence was off. They could have got an extra point of power. So here we'll just Contempt. They Frilled Mystic. So the Angel will buy us a turn. We can give it Death Touch. They're at 31 cards. Pass the turn. So we'll block here. Give it Death Touch. So this will also keep our Ixalan binding alive. So I think either a second Arch or the Field of Ruin would probably be better. So another Krasis. They're down to 25 cards. So here I think we just hold up Settle. Does it resolve? Another Frilled Mystic. That's rough. So they're gonna do 20 to us here. We're not saving much damage. We need a board wipe. Alrighty, one Settle, one Nova. We have one more Settle. We have Branchwalker here. So we'll play the Binding. So here we have to decide. Probably just get rid of Vivian. We need to hold off, either get a Lyra. Oh, they can give flying. What are they blowing up? Yeah, they got it. So here they blow this up. They'll kill our flyer and then do the damage. So that was a close game. I think we'll get rid of the detection tower in future games, but we'll give it a couple more shots. So let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll run it back in another video for another game. But if you can, leave a comment in the YouTube video, like, subscribe on YouTube, and if you can, give me a follow on Twitter. It's MTG_Joe2. Be really appreciative. Thanks and have a good one.